Woo, Pedal Academy. How you doing? All right. So it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks since I've come out with any messaging for you guys. I didn't want you to think, oh, flash in the pan. It started, it stopped, it's over, it's gone. That's not the case at all. Gratefulness, overwhelming gratefulness. That's what I got for you. In the last few weeks, I've had an unbelievable time on the bike. We went to Colorado. We went to Keystone. Let's throw that up there. So this is a picture of, let's switch this around. All right. So this is at the bottom of Keystone. They have a big giant map there. And of course, you can take your pictures, photos, whatever you want to do. If I was just to like go through this with you guys and be like, oh, that was just perfect, right? It's time out with family, hanging out at Keystone, going bicycling, and just enjoying the space that was there. It's let me remove that, bring it back up. So a couple weeks ago, Colorado, boom. Now we turned that trip into a bunch of things. We saw family members for my wife. We visited with my son who was working at a camp there. We mountain biked. We camped at a place, and it was just by the luck of the draw. We camped at a place, and one of the guys that I had met at the camp was an EMT at Breckenridge. And I said, hey, I'm thinking of either going to Keystone or to Winter Park. And so he gave me the details about the difference in the parks because he lives there. So he says, well, Winter Park is this and Keystone is this. I think you probably enjoy Keystone more. And I said, okay, that sounds great. And then I said, well, I don't know where we're going to go after Keystone. Like, we're probably going to go find another campground somewhere and mix things up a little bit. And he goes, why would you leave? Why would you leave here? He's like, where you're at right now, this is called the Peninsula Trails. This is like the mecca of mountain biking in the area. Why would you leave here? And then he said the funniest thing to me. He said, I have a saying, why would you ever leave fun in search of fun when you could just stay in the fun? And I thought it was just a really great way to phrase things. And so he had brought that to my attention, and I said, okay, well, I guess we'll stay another night. And so after we got done, like I said, Hayden was killing it right at Keystone. And then the next day we did a recovery ride around Dillon Lake. It's called the Perimeter Trail. We did a little bit of a climb, a little bit of a descent. We had a really good time. Now, I get back from Colorado, and I smash my foot. When I say that I smashed my foot, I mean I smashed my foot. But before we talk about anything heartbreaking like that, let's go into Revel Bikes. Have you heard of Revel Bikes before? Revel, Revel, right? So I showed up at their corporate offices unannounced, and I just started kind of looking around, and look at the view out of their office. Isn't that great? I just started looking around. Hi, buddy. And Ben comes out of his office, and I said, hey, I'm sorry if I'm in the wrong place. I don't mean to intrude. I'm really enjoying. I saw the podcast. I wanted to see the store. Here I am. He goes, nope, you're in the right place. Not only did he say I was in the right, this is the new Ranger frame, by the way, that I'm showing here on the screen. He not only did he say was I in the right place, he said, hey, you want a tour? And he gave me a tour of the whole facility, introduced me to dudes that were building the bikes, and what a gracious experience that was. So when I think about possible brands that I might want to do business with, it comes to the experiences. I'm not a gazillionaire. I'm just not. And so, I looked at the Ari brand for like 9 years before I bought that bike. The people don't recognize that the pipeline to purchase, when you're talking about things that are $5, $6, $8, $10,000, the pipeline to purchase can be very much extended. And so I looked at the Fazari brand. Fazari rebranded as Ari, and I had been looking at that brand for almost 9 years. And then I went ahead and, made that purchase, 2 months ago, right? And so I just got that bike. So am I going to jump on a new Ranger right away? No, no, no. I'm not going to be able to jump on. This is a titanium bike. That thing's cool. So I'm not going to be able to jump on a new Revel right away. But the experience definitely emblazoned them into my head of like, hey, I want to do business with these people someday. Someday I'm going to do business with these people. Again, coming at this from the position of gratefulness, right? I've just been, I covered the window and now let's add some light. The level of gratefulness, like things that just work out that seem amazing. And so, boom, we got that handled. We went to Revel. We did the ride at Keystone. We did the ride on the Peninsula Trails. All of that was phenomenal. Things that I like to do when I'm on these trips. Heidi and I, Heidi's my wife, we stopped in Idaho Springs. We used to live in Denver. So we stopped in Idaho Springs. Turned out they were having like a street fair. We went to Bojo's for pizza. Great pizza. Great time. Dog friendly. We just had an absolute blast. And again, from the position of gratefulness, you're like, well, how much better can this stuff get? Well, I'm going to tell you. Let's see. Let's find something else. We got tons of pictures. I took a ton of pictures. I'm going to have to make some. I'm going to have to make some good blog posts. But I'll show you a picture right after it happened, and then I'll show you what it looks like now. I was mowing the lawn, and I crushed my foot in between the mailbox post and the mower. Now, this picture doesn't look that bad. Now, what's funny is when this happened, it was like a panic in the house. I thought I was going to lose a toe. I'll be honest with you. I really thought I was going to pull a toe off. Hurt like the dickens. Hurt like the dickens. And now that I look at this picture, I go, well, yeah, it's swollen, but it doesn't really look that bad. And there's a reason why I say it doesn't look that bad. And that's because I know what it looks like now. If we go up to what it looked like... Boom. This is what it looked like on Sunday. Now, you're going to think I'm a little bit crazy, but that is right after taking the ACE bandage and sock off and having iced it for half an hour or so after the marathon, after the marathon mountain bike event with Cruise the Blues. So, yes, I smashed my foot last week, and then this last weekend, after I had smashed my foot, I was already signed up to do the Cruise the Blues event. I signed up for the downhill, and I signed up for the marathon race, right? However many laps you can do in 3 hours. And so I've been looking forward to that race half a year. I've been looking forward to doing this for a long time. And so in the marathon race, I managed to get myself 29th. So I didn't think that was bad, right? 29th, right there. So right in the middle of the page there. So I got 29th overall. I got 7th in my class. Hayden got 4th in his class, and I think 11th overall. So again, gratefulness, just amazing that it all works out. And we just booked a trip to go to Arkansas in 2 weeks. So I'm giving myself 2 weeks for this foot thing to get better. But we're going to go to Oz Bike Park in 2 weeks. I've been seeing everything about how phenomenal this place is. I'm going to go. We're going to take the right camera equipment this time. When I rode Keystone, I got a lot of GoPro footage. In fact, if you go to our YouTube channel, you're going to see, it's the pre-ride. So I made a pre-ride video thinking again about the Pedal Academy and what it's about. It's really meant to inspire parents to get kids on bikes earlier, right? It's really meant, the true inspiration of Pedal Academy is like to help parents get their kids on bikes. And so the content that we make on Pedal Academy is like, here's the pre-ride lap, right? This is how we learn a new trail. This is how we teach a trail to our children. So that's like the focus there, right? But I want you to see these venues. And it's tempting to say, okay, here's the pre-ride reel, here's the re-ride reel, and then here's the ride reel, right? Here's the free ride where we just go crazy. It's tempting to put that stuff out, but this project isn't intended at this stage isn't intended to, showboat and spotlight and look like Rampage. It's just not meant to. It's meant to take a very realistic look at, how do we get some decent equipment? How do we get some decent safety gear? How do we get our kids started in a safe way? How do we take our kids to a new location or a new venue and experiment and grow and teach them without endangering them, right? And so I think that the bend of the content that we've been making is very use case specific. It's very niche oriented. I know a lot of people would love to see, doubles and triples and rock gardens and all that stuff. But you know what? There's a couple thousand, if not a million channels out there that will show you that stuff. There's not a lot that say, hey, this is how you get started. And so very much looking forward to. Now, when I said I did the downhill race, let's see. This was the top of the hill, and these were the people that were in front of me to do the downhill race. And so I got fifth in the downhill, by the way. I don't think I told you that. I got fifth in the downhill. And yeah, here's a short video of Hayden downhill. And so I was waiting to go. He was ahead of me, and he went on that. So that was excellent. Let me take that off of there. Got my whole dang photo scroll up there. So that's it in a nutshell, folks. Beyond grateful. Beyond grateful. Yeah, the foot hurts. Foot hurts like the dickens. I get up in the morning and it splits open like a hot dog that's been cooked too much on the grill, right? And then it does weird things. But it's going to heal. Like, I know it's going to heal. It just seems to be taking a while. I'm older now, so it's going to take a while to heal. Colorado, mountain biking, traveling with family, great food experiences. We had some really good snacks on the road. That pizza in Idaho Springs was phenomenal. We stopped at a place called the Wonderview Cafe. Oh my goodness. I didn't even. So, dog friendly. Pull that up on picture. We're outside. This is outside on the deck, top of the mountain. This is by Coal Creek Canyon. Coal Creek Canyon? I want to say it's Coal Creek Canyon. Yeah, Coal Creek Canyon. It's called the Wonderview Cafe. I used to eat here 20 and 30 years ago, and the place was exactly the same. The food is really good. The views are astonishing. And it's 100 degrees down in Denver, but, it's 20 degrees cooler up the hill. And so here we see I had some birria. It's authentic birria from South America. And then my wife had a great taco salad thing working over there. It was phenomenal. We just had an absolute blast. So I think it's important, and I want to go on record, I guess. When you're a young family and you have kids, budgets are tight. Typically, budgets are tight. I know everyone's situation is different. And so I show you things like the Wonderview Cafe or, Bojo's in Idaho Springs. For us to sit and eat pizza and have a couple of beers, $75, right? To go to the Wonderview Cafe, I think was $35 or $45, for the two of us, right? To have a lunch with no booze. So that's not exactly cheap. But I want to show you something else. When I travel in a old SWAT truck camper van. Here's a good view of it. So this is what we travel in. We cook here, we sleep here. We're not paying for hotels. Typically, we're not paying for hotels. We can use the public showers at different parks or at Planet Fitness. The dog obviously is able to come along when we do these things, and we just have a great time. Now, this van's got a refrigerator and a freezer in it. It's got a heater. It's got 20 gallons of fresh water. And you can see on this little deck right here in the middle, you see that thing that pulls down in the middle of the truck. That's like my cooking shelf. It's like an outdoor kitchen. And I got a 3-burner propane grill that fits on there, and I can cook whatever I need to right there. If the weather was bad, I could drag it inside and cook inside, but I try not to do that. I always try to cook outside. So I don't want people to think that you got to be a millionaire to get started in this thing. Get out, have fun, exercise, find some limits, push some limits, grow those limits. The satisfaction, the mental satisfaction of accomplishing a really great ride is worth, is worth every bit the price of admission. And so I can sit here now and I can tell you, even injured, even with my foot, I think you can kind of see it. Yeah, even with my foot looking like that, even though it hurts to walk, strange thing, once I get it in my mountain bike shoes and the shoes kind of tight, the foot actually feels better, right? I can actually walk on it better in a shoe than leaving it out. So the support really helps keep things together. Even with the foot, I'm beyond grateful at how wonderful July has been so far. And I'm looking forward to August when we head down to Arkansas to ride at Oz Bike Park. It's important that we take those moments and we recognize what we're really grateful for. And in this case, I'm really grateful for the mountain biking that I love, and family time and just chilling. Folks, that's it. I'll catch you next round. Have a good one.